Next, The Fugitive, in color.
We'll need some food. We can stall them for a while, but it won't take long before they realize I'm not taking you in. We'll get off the highway, use the back roads. That won't be long.
Calling KM53. Calling KM53.
KM53, go ahead.
One moment, KM53, I will relay.
Barbara, where's Dyson?
He'll be right back.
She's alone.
Buck, let me have her. Listen, you crazy little fool. That guy you're with, Stan Dyson, he's an escaped killer.
The Fugitive. A QM production. Starring David Jansen as Dr. Richard Kimball, an innocent victim of blind justice, falsely convicted for the murder of his wife. Reprieved by fate when a train wreck freed him en route to the death house. Freed him to hide in lonely desperation, to change his identity, to toil at many jobs. Freed him to search for a one-armed man he saw leave the scene of the crime. Freed him to run before the relentless pursuit of the police lieutenant obsessed with his capture.
The guest stars in tonight's story, Janice Rule, Steve Einert, and special guest star Sherry North. Tonight's episode, The Walls of Night.
Take it to her.
Yes. Yes. Yes, sir, your shipment's on the way. Absolutely, I just spoke with the driver. You'll have it by 1. Oh, no bother at all, sir. Always a pleasure to be of service. Oh.
Don't tell me. That could only be our nervous Nellie, Mr. Watson.
That's the 6th time he's called today. No, I take it back, the 8th.
Well, don't look to me for sympathy. It's that irresistible telephone personality of yours that's to blame. You feed him vinegar instead of honey when he bugs you. Maybe he'll take his business elsewhere.
Mm-hmm. The 6,000 annual account with it. That would guarantee me a Christmas bonus for sure.
$6 grand. The guy cost me more than that in tranquilizers.
Be on 228, be on 228.
Stan, where are you?
I just passed Springfield, heading for home.
Just past Springfield, heading for home. That's 105 miles at 50 miles an hour. Make it 60. That will bring you in at approximately lunchtime. Am I correct, sir? Over.
No, I'm afraid not.
There's some construction up ahead. It held me up for almost an hour yesterday.
Oh. Hold on, Buck.
Okay. So you take your lunch an hour later. I'll mind the store.
Stan, we're working for a boss with a heart of gold.
And don't get any tickets on the way in for slow driving.
For Richard Kimball, a squawking radio phone has become a warm voice, a sympathetic human contact, a release, if only for a while, from the terrible ache of loneliness.
He sort of reminded me of you.
Reminds you of me?
Well, he is a little big.
You're rotten clear through.
I know that.
So you get a kiss. Actually, it looks like Nervous Nellie.
Who's that?
You mean to tell me you've never heard of Mr. Watson? What are these?
The game starts at 8. I thought we could have dinner first.
Excuse me, son. Well, what's the news?
I told you it would take time.
Why did you come here to spy on me at lunch?
No, because it's Friday, Barbara. I come every Friday. I'm just doing my job is all. He's new here, isn't he? What's his name? I asked you a question. Who is he?
His name is Stan Dyson.
What do you know about him? Come on, Barbara. Anybody you associate with, I want a complete rundown.
Well, I don't know anything about him, really. Hasn't been here that long. He's nice, he's polite, he's reliable.
So's an alarm clock.
What do you want me to tell you? That he cheats at solitaire, but he's nice to dogs and kids? Why don't you write out a list of questions? I'll go interview him.
What's he know about you? Did you tell him? Little advice, Barbara.
Advice?
Okay, call it whatever you like. You've got to watch yourself.
You seem to be doing well enough for both of us. Art. He asked me out tonight to dinner and to the game.
Tell him to settle for lunch.
I know, you're busy.
It's not that. And it has nothing to do with him. It's...
You don't have to explain.
Forgive me, I'll see you later. Thank you.
Hurry, make the pickup and get right on in, huh?
Bye, Buck.
So long, Art. See you next Friday.
Why did you let him see Stan's personnel file?
What could I say? Anybody you're interested in, Art Meredith is interested in, too. You know that.
Stan Dyson is none of his business.
Oh, but you are. And more than just business, too, it's my guess. Though he'd be the last one to admit it. You could show him a hoop and he'd jump through it. All right, so he doesn't turn you on. That's no reason to put him through a meat grinder. You owe him something, Barbara. He's got his neck stuck out a mile for you.
I know that.
Hey, what's this?
Mr. Watson.
You know, it does kind of look like him at that. Stan give this to you?
I am not crying.
But in case you get around to it. Mind if I give you a bit of advice, Barbara?
Why not? Everybody else has today.
Why don't you have a little talk with Mr. Stan Dyson? And tell him all about yourself.
I can't do that.
You're gonna have to, baby. You can't keep stalling him forever. Not if you like him that much. Sooner or later, he's gonna find out about you anyway. Now, isn't it better if he hears it from you?
You really think? I mean, if you were Stan and...
If I was Stan, honey. If I didn't have a wife and 3 kids, and if it weren't for the fact that I'm the best-looking man in the Pacific Northwest, I might just give you a chance at me. I wouldn't make a major project out of those repairs if I were you. If you're going to talk to Mr. Dyson, you better get right on it. He's going out on 53.
Tonight? Does he know that?
He will when you give him this. Tell him he has to stay over in Seattle. We've got a return load from Vancouver for him for Monday. Well, are you going to give him this or not?
How's my nose?
I've seen better. And don't make it all day. I got better things to do than babysit that squawk box for you.
Well, I couldn't have taken you to dinner anyway.
Ever been to Seattle? Big city, lots of action.
We're looking for action. Barbara. There's a place called Lake Shohalis. Driver told me about it. It's off-season up there. It's quiet.
Oh, Stan.
Well, we could just get away for the weekend. You know, just get away from all this.
I'd love to, but I can't.
You're busy.
It's got nothing to do with him, and it's not what you think. If you knew, you'd understand.
But I don't do it.
Willie? Coming. This tablecloth needs changing.
Got it.
And that window needs washing. Are the new menus back from the printer?
Yes, they're on the table in the hall.
Well, I'll go and change.
That'll be a help.
What?
I said, this is gonna help.
Oh.
Hi.
Anybody around?
Yeah, me. For whatever that's worth.
Can I get a room?
Oh, yeah, the manager will be right down. Boy, you don't know what a tizzy you're going to throw him into blowing in here without a reservation.
Yeah, I guess I did take a chance, didn't I? What time is this dinner on?
I just looked in the kitchen. The cook's got something out there that he swears up and down is chicken. But if you ask me, he went out and bagged the chipmunk. Or would you believe possum? You just overnight?
No. No, I thought I'd stay the weekend.
Is that your rig outside?
Uh-huh.
You from Seattle?
No, I just made a delivery then.
You mean you chose to come here to this morgue instead of staying overnight in the city?
Yeah, well, I thought it'd be quiet.
Yeah, you're right there. This place is so quiet that the crickets roll across the river whenever they feel like chirping.
You said you had the board in your hip pocket.
I never said that. Never really know. Anyway, it's not like being turned down. It's just they didn't review your case. We aren't going to stop fighting them, Barbara. We're going to keep after them.
The board meets again in 6 months. 6 months.
I know it seems like forever. But you've at least got your work release privilege. That's something.
Oh, yes, that's something. They let me out on a string in the daytime and pull me back at night.
Now, don't talk that way. Hey, just hang in there. You'll get your parole.
Don't bother on lunch.
Hey, we're closing. Do you mind if I sit down?
No.
Well, what do you think of the mad whirl at Lake Shohalis Inn now? Let you in on a secret. It's not much better when it's in season. Every time a new joint opens up on the lake, this spot dies a little bit more. My name's Willie.
Stan dies.
Well, you'd think after a whole day on my feet, I'd be ready to flop down, wouldn't you? But not me, no chance. Comes nighttime and I'll make a run at the jug.
In the jug.
It's a spot about a mile down the road. Of course, the girl hates to go there alone. You know how it is.
Well,
I'll pay for the beer.
Willie,
Well, there's always tomorrow night, right?
Right.
But in case you do change your mind, I'm in cabin number 3.
Okay. I'll remember.
Saturday, don't you ever...
No, because Friday night I dropped Barbara off at the prison and she still hasn't reported in. No, I didn't actually watch her go inside. Why would I? As many times as I've dropped her off, how was I to know? Of course not. Sure, she was upset, but it's not the first time the board didn't review her case. I figured... Buck, you don't know where she is? You're about the only person she turned to. If she didn't come to you, then...
Oh. I don't think she'd actually take off on her own. She's got too much sense. Did you check the hospitals? Yeah, of course you would. Well, if she calls here, if I get any bright ideas, I'll buzz you. Frank? I'm sorry to bother you at home, but I've got to get in touch with Dyson right away. Hey, he mentioned something about laying over at some lake resort. I forget the name. I figured maybe he might have mentioned something about it to you. Yeah. What was that name again?
Enjoy your breakfast. Good morning. Good morning, folks.
Good morning. Oh, Willie, this is Barbara. Barbara, Willie.
Hello, Willie.
I can recommend the chipmunk.
For breakfast?
Well, maybe not for breakfast, but the chip beef is moving real big, and I can vouch for its pedigree. You sure got good taste. I can see why you passed up the jug.
The jug?
Yes, that's, place. It's a beer joint down the road there.
Oh, she wanted you to take her there.
Yes,
Why didn't you?
Well, I've been asking myself that same question. Oh.
Can't be on a party line operator. It's a resort hotel. All right. Sorry. Will you please keep trying?
I always thought you were sort of a Cinderella type. You turned into a pumpkin at 12 o'clock midnight.
In the first place, it was the coach that turned into a pumpkin in the second place. Can you imagine these clodhoppers fitting into a pair of glass slippers?
You going to Vancouver on this trip?
Uh-huh.
Take me along. Be all right. I've got Monday off.
Sure. Why didn't you tell me?
Because we had so many things to discuss. Such as, and especially.
I like that especially.
Darling, let's go tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
Well, you could get up bright and early and we could go to Victoria and see the sights, please.
Okay, I'll call them.
No,
Why not?
because you're busy.
Willie, get that. Can't you see I'm busy?
It's lucky I'm not. Hello, Lake Shohalis Inn, entertainment capital of the Pacific Northwest.
Look, maybe you can help me. I'm trying to reach...
Yeah. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Oh. Well, Gee, I'm sorry, mister, but there's nobody here that fits that description. Am I positive? Mister, I've never been more positive of anything in my life.
What if I'm not what you think I am?
You couldn't be, but I'll settle for even half of that. Barbara, none of us are what we hope others think we are. Give me a little more time, Superintendent. I'm confident she didn't skip on her own. How do you get that? I know I brought her back at 3, but she wasn't AWOL until 6. She could be kidnapped, amnesiac, anything. We're not talking about a dangerous criminal. Okay, Superintendent. Thank you. Sure thing. I'll keep in touch. Come in.
Oh, you checking out?
Yeah. Thanks, Willie.
Listen, I hope I didn't do something wrong. I mean, I know it's none of my business, but, well, you two were having such a good time, and it is the weekend. I mean, this guy phones asking me if you're here yesterday. Well, I figure from the tone of his voice, it's either your boss or her daddy or a jealous ex-boyfriend, so I said you weren't here.
What's his name, Leonard?
I didn't ask. Did I do the wrong thing?
VR 228. VR 228. This is KM53.
If she can get back before she's picked up, maybe Meredith can still square it for her. But she's dead if she runs, you understand?
I understand.
Forget the Vancouver pickup. Just get her back here. We'll send...
I thought you were on my side.
Who says I'm not? I'm only trying to help you. That's all any of us are trying to do.
By sending me back to prison, I won't go.
She'll be there, Buck. That's a promise, huh? Why didn't you tell me?
I don't know. I stood there looking at those walls and thinking about you on the outside. I knew I never could spend another night in that place. Stan, please help me.
You've got to go back, Buck.
That's easy for you to say, but you don't know what it's like to live like a caged animal.
Nothing to worry about, isn't that what you said, Buck? Stan Dyson's a good man. He'll see she gets back. Well, I just got that report on your good man.
Adamson Furniture reports no record of Dyson employment. Portal Hardware, no such firm.
Yeah, same thing all the way down the line. All his references faked.
But don't you bother to check up on a man you trust with thousands of dollars worth of wheels and merchandise.
Let's go see if the address he gave is a phony, too.
can see his clothes are all here.
I told you.
Travels light, doesn't he?
What do you expect to find? I'm telling you, Art, you're barking up the wrong tree. Now, if I can shake a man's hand and look him in the eye, I don't need references. And I've hired a lot of people, including 3 others on work release, and I haven't been stuck yet. Now, if Dyson wanted to, he's had plenty of chances to make off with a truckload before this.
Hair dye.
So, the man uses hair dye.
Hey, look here, mister. That's not yours. That's Mr. Dyson's.
Don't worry, Mr. Dyson will get it back when the police are through with it.
Thank you, man.
I'll drive you to the bus station.
I see. Leonard was so sure.
About what?
Tell Stan all about yourself. That's what he said. Stan's a good guy. He can take it.
You think I can?
I don't know. But you might as well hear the whole story. And I'm not excusing myself. As much as my fault as it was his. His name was Larry, and we worked in the same office. He said he loved me, but we didn't have enough money to get married. I was taking money to the bank every day, lots of it, for a boss who didn't care how he made it. At the time, it seemed like poetic justice. Larry said it would be easy. It was. Only after he got the money, he disappeared.
The guy at lunch the other day. Is that Larry?
No, I've never heard from him since. That guy was from the prison work release program. Stan, take me with you, please.
I can't, Barbara.
Why? Nothing will happen to you. Even if they catch us, you wouldn't get in any trouble, would you? Would you, Stan?
Yes.
It's all right for you to run, but not for me.
We're running for different reasons. My only hope is to keep running. Your hope is to stop.
My hope is with you. I could go back if I knew I was going to see you. I could pace the weeks together and hang on somehow. Just tell me you'll be there and I'll go back.
I can.
Then take me to Canada.
I can't do that either.
If you leave me, I'm not going back anyway. I'm heading north, with or without you. I don't suppose I have to tell you which way I'd prefer it.
We'll need some food. We can stall them for a while, but it won't take long before they realize I'm not taking you in. We'll get off the highway, use the back roads. That won't be long.
Calling KM 53. Calling KM 53.
KM53, go ahead.
One moment, KM53. I will relay.
Barbara, where's Dyson?
He'll be right back.
She's alone.
Buck, now let me have it. Listen, you crazy little fool. That guy you're with, Stan Dyson, he's an escaped killer. Barbara, I'm not trying to trick you. I've got Lieutenant Gould here. I'm going to put him on, and I want you to listen to him.
His name's Richard Kimball. Watch your step. He killed one woman, he wouldn't hesitate to kill another. Now, can you make a break for it? And I mean with a reasonable chance of succeeding. Over.
I'm not sure.
If you're not sure, don't try it. Whatever you do, don't panic. And above all else, don't let on to him that you know who he is. If you get a chance, if you can dream up some legitimate excuse, take off like a scared rabbit. Otherwise, just hang tight, leave it to the professionals. Is that clear? Over.
Yes.
All right, take this down. Now, give us your present location. Over.
Listen, I can't talk anymore. He's coming back.
No, hold it. All right. We know he's in this area. Probably within 50 miles of Seattle. Now, if your guess is right, Mr. Leonard, he'll have to proceed along one of these secondaries to Highway 99 and then turn south.
Well, there's no reason he shouldn't. He doesn't know you've got a make on him.
Not unless the girl told him.
Ez, why should she?
She broke jail to go to him, didn't she?
She's also bright enough to realize that if she cooperates, it could help her with the parole board. Might even get her sentence commuted altogether.
Well, I hope you're right. In the meantime, we're just dragging our feet here. I could have had that truck bagged and surrounded 10 minutes flat.
Sure, and maybe got her killed.
Do you know for certain she's still in that truck?
Yes, because if she'd have gotten away, she would have phoned us.
If she's still alive.
See if Seattle knows anything. Maybe they got a fix on them.
They can't get a fix on that truck if they can't get a signal, and they can't get a signal as long as Kimball's radio switch is on receive.
You want me to raise him again?
It wouldn't hurt. I'll alert Seattle.
Operator, get me KM53 on a Seattle relay.
We're opening that
Zone
line
6,
again.
please.
Now keep on your toes. I don't know how long our man can keep Kimball talking without making him suspicious.
KM53. Come in, KM53.
I have to take it.
Why'd they keep calling? That's the third time in the past hour.
I want to make sure I'm bringing you in, that you haven't talked me out of it. This is KM53.
Stan, Buck here. How you doing?
Doing fine.
No traffic hang-up?
Buck, stop it. I'm coming in. If it's not fast enough for you, send me an airline ticket.
She's coming apart at the seams.
What do you expect? You told her she's with a killer.
At least we know she's alive.
Well, she better get a grip on herself. She won't be long. Kimball's no fool. Seattle? Gould here. Did you get your fix? Good. 10 miles east of 99. Well, that's what I figured. All right. You deploy along the highway in force. You're tailing with unmarked cars.
Ez?
Hold it. Small conference.
Look, as far as I'm concerned, that girl's safety comes first.
Don't you think I know that?
You just said Kimball's no fool, and he's dangerous. If he even suspects that she's tricked him, would you care to finish that sentence? Okay, he says he's bringing her back. Well, so far it looks as if he is. In that case, you can wait and take him here after she's safe.
We won't know that till he hits 99. My money says he turns north towards Canada.
Well, can't we at least wait and see?
Carter, deploy north of the main junction only. That's right, north only. I know it's wild, but we got a wild man here. That's right, no tail south.
What do we do now?
We wait. Nothing at KM 53? Okay, thanks.
Well, Ez, if you were headed for Canada, why haven't one of your roadblocks got him?
Okay, so he's heading south. That doesn't prove anything yet. Buck, want to try again?
Are we overdoing it?
Chance we have to take. You have to make them send occasionally so the technical boys can maintain their fix.
If I can't tuck into it, I guess I can.
The switch is open.
He's sending. Stay with it.
I don't know why you want to go back to jail when you could be on your way to Canada.
How'd we do?
Wait a minute. Right. He's heading into town.
All right, that means she didn't tell Kimball. You remember that for the parole board.
Now look, they'll be coming over the bridge. You have 4 cars waiting. But don't close in until I give the word. Right. Let's go.
Morning.
Hi. Oh, I had such wonderful dreams. All about Canada. You ever been there? The western part?
Nope.
My father used to take me there. A long time ago, but I never forgot.
You're hungry? There's a sandwich left.
These sandwiches now, but when we get to Vancouver, the dinner I'm gonna fix you. Stan, you're running into a trap. Turn back.
I know.
You know?
All the calls from Buck. Radio fix. They've been tracking us.
But why did you answer them?
If I hadn't, they'd have closed in by now. They're not after you, Bob. They wouldn't go to this much trouble. They're after me. How did you know it was a trap? Father?
Contacted me while you were in the store.
What did they tell you?
That you'd killed a woman.
You're not afraid? It was my wife, but I didn't kill her. That's why I have to run. That's why I can't take you to Canada. Or I can't take you anywhere with me. You take it from me. I would have liked Canada, but I wouldn't have liked myself very much. I want you to take credit for turning me in.
You really think I want that kind of credit?
You take anything that'll get you out of there one day, Shimon. Get out of here.
There they are.
Understand what happened. When Kimball left you with the truck, you were panic-stricken, fleeing from a terrifying nightmare. You certainly didn't mean to obstruct us, and it's not your fault that Kimball got away.
Are you asking me, Art, or are you telling me?
I am trying to penetrate the fog you've been walking around in. Barbara, you're going before Judge Foster. What you say and how you say it could spell the difference between commutation and another year tacked onto your sentence. Do you understand that? A lot of people have gone to bat for you. Some of them not too happy about it. You can't blame Lieutenant Gould for not turning cartwheels. He may not be the best friend I've got, but he pledged his word to me, and he'll be there.
All right, I'll say whatever you want me to say.
You're not doing me any favors, Barbara.
I'm sorry. I appreciate what you're trying to do. I really do.
We better go.
Barbara's sentence will come finally to an end. But for Richard Kimball, there is no calendar on which to mark the days. Loneliness once again stretches ahead, as apparently endless as the city streets.
And Bauer, Paul Mantee. Tonight's episode, The Shattered Silence.
For some people, a railroad terminal is a way station on a journey. For Richard Kimball, the fugitive, every escape route can be a trap. Every move an unforeseen step toward capture.
Morning.
How much for this?
$3.50.
A razor?
What do you usually pay?
Well, not much more than $1.
$1 it is, then.
Yeah, I'd like a bar of soap and a couple of towels, a couple of those chocolate bars. How much will all that be?
$1.25.
How long have you worked here?
I'm just minding the place with my brother. You don't usually get anybody at this hour.
I'll tell you what, I'll give you $3 for all of it. Is that okay?
Sounds about right to me.
If you're interested in the want ads, try the Courier. The print's bigger.
I already have a job.
Too bad. I'm looking for a handyman. 10 days' work at $10 a day, and all you can eat.
Thank you, but I'm on my way to Oregon.
From where?
Olympia.
You took the long way round?
I wanted to see some of the country.
Well, you come to the right locality for that. It's one thing we have miles and miles of.
Yeah, I'll take this. It's marked $10.
$10 it is, then. Good morning, Miss Cross.
Morning, Sam. Any mail?
Oh, you got a whole week's worth.
I'll give you a ride to the bus stop in Edgemont if you don't mind stopping by my place for a moment.
All right.
Why the hesitation? Are you afraid to accept a ride from a strange woman? Or is it because you're wondering why I'd give a ride to a strange man?
A little of both, I guess.
Well, I trust my judgment. I don't think you'll get out of line because you're a gentleman. And you can't rob me because I'm poor. Thanks, Sam.
Oh, thank you.
Gas, electricity, New York lawyer, New York mother. Oh. Look, I really do need help. I'm opening an exhibition of my ceramics a week from Saturday, and I can't get the place in shape by myself. How about it?
When do I start?
Tomorrow morning. I'll drive you out there now, give you dinner and an advance, and you can come back in and get a room at the Pinedale Hotel.
All right, it's a deal.
Good. Sam, would you ask your brother to call me when he gets the new tile?
Oh, yes, ma'am.
We're pretty far from civilization up here, but if you want to get away from smog and traffic and getting lost in the crowd, it's not a bad place to be.
Is it lonely?
I've been alone in the big city all my life.
Married?
Mm-hmm. 4 years. That was the loneliest. Do you have a family in Portland?
No, just a job.
Did you ever have a family?
Yes?
What happened?
She died. Company.
What are you doing in my house, Robert?
Your door was unlocked. One day you're going to come home and find everything gone but the wallpaper.
They're welcome to that, too, if it'll make them happy.
You were supposed to come down and get your business license renewed.
Come on, Robert. This isn't an official visit. You're driving your own car, you're out of uniform, so you're off duty. This is my friend...
Ben Lewis.
Ben Lewis, Deputy Robert Howe.
You a stranger in town?
I just got here.
Got business here in town?
Robert, stop asking so many questions. Mr. Lewis is a friend of mine. He's going to help me out on the house.
Okay. I'll be seeing you.
He's jealous, but he'll get over it. I'll send him a birthday card, I think. It isn't really for 2 weeks, but he's so wrapped up in being a cop, he won't notice the difference.
I don't think I should stay.
Are you afraid of him because he's a cop?
No.
Well, then let's have something to eat and I'll show you what's to be done. How do you like your cocoa?
I'll take it straight.
You're a brave man.
Yeah.
It's made from clean, uncut Brazil bean and has a kick like a mule. I cut mine with a dash of cognac.
Well, you're a very hardy soul.
Try to be stoical.
Stoical. Will you be able to drive me to the Pinedale Hotel?
No such place. The nearest hotel is in Bellman, which is 100 miles away. You can stay right here in the living room.
But why the story about the Pinedale Hotel?
I was afraid I'd scare you if I invited you into my house right off. Some people have ideas about these things.
And you don't?
I have my own ideas. They're kind of different.
For example?
Life is short, for one. You have to trust yourself and what you feel about people.
Andrea.
No, I think what you're going to say, that you're not what I think you are and that I don't know anything about you. Have you ever watched children at play? How they can take to each other at first glance and stay friends forever.
But we're not children of it.
That's a pity. Drink your cocoa. It's bedtime. Do you think you can tuck yourself in?
I'll manage it.
Well, then I'll see you in the morning. Good night.
Andre?
Shh. Wake everyone.
What time is it?
It's 2 o'clock. The rain woke me. It's nice, isn't it?
Yes.
Do you want me to leave?
No.
A 5-state alarm has been issued for the apprehension of Richard Kimball, a convicted murderer. The fugitive is thought to be making his way toward the Pinedale-Edgemont area. The fugitive, wanted for the murder of his wife, is 6 feet 160 pounds, dark hair, medium complexion, and was last seen wearing a white shirt and brown slacks. In one moment, the local weather picture.
Ben, are you Richard Kimball? heard it on the radio just now. They're looking for you. Is it true what they said you did?
I was convicted for it.
Is it true?
Nope.
What can I do?
Nothing.
They know you're here. They know you're in the Pinedale Edgemont district. Robert, Deputy Howell will be back.
The way out of here?
Yes. There's a road winding up into the mountains that leads to a lake. You can take my car. About a mile into the mountains, you'll come to a turnout over a 500-foot drop. Send the car over the side. By the time they get down there to investigate, you can get away.
I can't do that to your car.
Be tough. You've got to get out of here.
Thanks, honey.
Good luck.
Calling Deputy Robert Howe.
This is Howe. What's up?
Kimball is believed headed toward Ridge Road. South entry blocked. Continue to north entry and establish block. Out.
Easy. Take it easy. Relax.
Here. Drink this. Go on, drink it all.
It was a hunting accident.
Yeah. Sure. And after you shot yourself, you lost your gun in the woods. Then to make quite sure you bled to death in style, you took off your hunting clothes and put on a white shirt and tie.
Looks like a .38 caliber police special.
Any good reason why I shouldn't turn you in? Are they still after you?
I don't know.
Why are they after you? And don't lie to me, sir. I found you on my land. Why do they want you?
And if I'm intruding?
Oh, you're intruding, all right. I'm just trying to figure out the easiest way to get rid of you.
You just show me how to get off your land.
After all the blood you've lost, you fall flat on your face within 100 yards, and I should have to haul you back here again.
I guess I should be grateful that you're such a humanitarian.
There was a rabbi named Akiva, a great Hebrew scholar, lived around about the time of the Second Exile. A lesser rabbi named Ben Zoma wrote, "When I die and go up to heaven, God will not ask me, 'Why are you not Akiva?' He will ask me, 'Why are you not Ben Zoma?' So I don't try to be a humanitarian or anything else I'm not."
Now what happens?
Nothing happens now. When your wound is healed, you leave. Here.
What is it?
Chocolate stew, homegrown barley, wild berries, thyme and thistle, and a shot of corn liquor. You're the first man besides myself that's ever tasted it.
How come? As you said about my being an intruder. You've been alone up here for a long while.
I made myself free of you and your kind. Free of the world. Can you understand that? I haven't laid eyes on a man for 14 years.
Are you sure you covered that whole canyon? All right. No, leave it there. We'll have the laboratory man down first thing in the morning. Come in.
Hi, Robert. Got here as fast as I could. Mr. Jensen gave me a ride.
The wreckage crew got down to your car and Kimball wasn't in it.
Good for him.
Kimball is a convicted murderer.
Well, now that you know he's alive, you can hunt him down and bring him to justice.
Andrea, we're not dealing with Robin Hood. This man murdered his wife.
I don't believe that.
How could you possibly know? You only knew him for one day.
Sometimes that is enough.
Yes, I guess it depends on how well you got to know him.
Oh, look, Robert, you brought me down here.
Where was Kimball heading?
I don't know.
You gave him your car.
He took it.
Are you willing to swear out a theft charge?
Oh, Robert, don't be silly. If you want to test my feelings for him, just ask me.
Your feelings are none of my business.
Evans Gambit.
Well, not bad.
Well, there's no way out. You're beaten.
Well, the game's just begun.
That's the difference between your world and mine. Down there in what you call the real world, you don't know that life is running out on you. You waste what God gave you, always thinking it's just begun, and then it's ended. And what did you ever have, or see, or feel, or touch that's real?
There are many ways to live.
Oh, I know all about that. I've lived those ways for 40 years.
What did you do?
I've forgotten those years.
There's nothing you miss.
I don't miss anything. How can you miss something when it's no longer remembered?
About companionship.
I've got all the companionship I need. The birds, the wild deer, my dogs, forests, the mountains. When I was young, I would have laughed and thought a man crazy who told me to talk to the trees and the stones. But I talk to them. And I listen. And they talk to me. And what they have to say to me is fresh and different each day. Read Thoreau. He'll tell you all about it.
And even Thoreau didn't leave the world forever. He was in Walden for 2 years, then he came back.
He wouldn't have done that today. He lived in a world that was still made for men and not machines. Do you think he would have allowed himself to become a slave to his car, to his lawyer, to the 101 things that run a man's life from sun up to sundown? For 40 years, I was one of them, alone among them. Then I came up here and was born again.
I'm very grateful for what you've done for me.
Thank me. I didn't want you here.
I'll be leaving tomorrow.
Well, it's a long, this rough country where you're going. Besides, your arm isn't healed yet. You shouldn't be leaving for a day or two.
Well, I can't wait. Things I have to do.
That's what I mean. You set yourself on the treadmill and you can't get off, not even when your life's in the balance. You get caught up in the world and its ways, and you let it ride you right up to the end. You look at your watch and you see time flying, and you ignore eternity all around you.
It would take a very unusual man to be able to handle something as big as eternity. I want you to know I appreciate what you did for me.
No more than I do for a bird with a broken wing.
Well, the bird would be grateful. Thank you.
Thought you were going.
I was. Could you call off your dogs?
Certainly. What's the matter with you? Mr. Lewis has got a long way to go, so you better get out of the way. I don't know what's bothering them. What's that? Oh, I see. They want you to stay. They don't want you to leave until your wounds heal. When they feel as strongly as that about anything, even I daren't cross them. So we better get inside.
Trying to do? Keep me prisoner here?
Well, now, that's looking on the negative side.
What's the point, John?
I've told you you're not fit to travel. When you're ready to go, you'll go by night and be 5 miles past my place by daybreak. Go now by day, and weak as you are, you'll get caught.
I'll take that chance.
Well, I won't. If you're caught near here, they'll start asking questions, and sooner or later they'll come to me. Then I shall have to go down there with them. Do you know what that means?
That doesn't
the end of my life.
Doesn't make any sense, John. The longer I stay in this county, the longer they'll be able to track me here, right here to your cabin. Now, what are you going to say if they find me here?
I'll worry about that.
Sorry, it's my decision.
All right, go ahead. Matter of fact, we were going to get some rabbits for dinner.
If I'm too sick to travel, I suppose I'm too sick to go hunting.
Wrong on 2 counts, Mr. Lewis. Didn't say we were going hunting. I trap my food. My gun is mainly for self-defense.
Said 2 counts.
Ah, yes. That's right. Well, when I said we were going, I meant the dogs and myself. Of course, I shall expect you to be here when we get back. In case you've forgotten, we've got a chess game to finish.
Must be long gone out of our territory by now. I think we're wasting our time.
Do you have something more pressing on your mind? I mean, have we got a local crime wave that I haven't heard anything about? Look, call the main station at Edgemont and have them maintain the patrols on our side of the mountain for another few days.
Edgemont Station, this is Pinedale.
Looks as though Ben has left us. And after you telling him not to leave till his wound was healed. Well, we better go and bring him back. Easy now. Take your time. There's no hurry at all.
Come on down! There's no place to go.
Why did you take me in the first place?
You needed help.
Why didn't you give me that help and then send me on my way?
I had my reasons.
The reasons are that you're lonely, Mallory. For someone to talk to, anyone to talk to.
I never needed anyone but myself.
And look what you've become. Stir-crazy old man chasing another human being around the countryside with a shotgun because you can't stand to be alone.
There's planting to do tomorrow. You can help me if you like. Do you good to get down to the earth and plant your own food. It's a cold night air. You can do me a favor. Take some of the smoked meat out to the dogs. Thanks. They'll get me fixed up in no time.
You're running a high fever, Mallory.
I ran a temperature of 106 once. Got it down in a night. Hot water and elderberry herbs.
Your thermometer was probably out of whack. You're a sick man. You have a severe pulmonary infection. You need a doctor.
I've got nothing but a cold. Besides, no doctor's going to make any house calls up here.
I'll go get some medicines.
And one off? You'll have to think of something better than that.
Mallory, you're a 65-year-old man. That infection's worse than it was last night. It'll be even worse tonight.
How do you know so much about it?
I'm a doctor.
Please don't go chasing doctors through woods.
I do when they're wanted for murder.
That means nothing to me.
What it means is I'm putting my life in your hands. I've seen things like this before. I know what I'm talking about. You need medicines, new medicines. Medicines you know nothing about. If you don't get them, you'll die.
That's a fine story. When I feel better, you can tell me another. Ben?
Yes?
Sounds like the dogs are hungry. You been feeding them on time?
I've been feeding them on time.
I don't know what's got into them. I don't know.
I can't see the truck from here.
Ben! Come in.
Oh, that's cold.
I feel better.
It's cold. Get the fire going.
Mallory, let me get those medicines.
You sure you've been feeding those dogs?
Yes.
You're a good fella, Ben. You're a good fella. Go make yourself some herb tea. It'll save you from catching cold. Go fishing tomorrow. Fishing? I know where. I know where. Ellie? Ellie? I know.
Come in. What are you doing here?
I need a doctor, Andre.
What happened? You didn't go over the side with the car.
It's not for me.
For who? You should have been over the mountain and halfway to California by now.
I should have got detoured, and I ran into this old man in the mountains. He's sick and needs help.
You ran into old Mr. Mallory?
Yeah.
From the stories I hear, you're lucky to be here.
He saved my life.
What do you want to do?
Get a doctor up there.
Oh, boy, you've chosen a bad time. We haven't got a doctor in Pinedale. The one we have rides circuit over the whole country, and he's in Belmont now. That's 100 miles away.
Is there a pharmacy here?
Well, Kugler's won't open for another few hours. Mr. Kugler lives in the back of the store.
What's the address?
I'll come with you.
Well, what's the emergency?
I'll let him tell you.
Mr. Mallory, the old man that lives up in the hills, he's sick.
Uh-huh.
Well, he's running a high fever. I think it's a pulmonary infection. He won't come out of the mountains. If he doesn't get antibiotics, I think he might die.
Well, the doctor's off at Bellman. Should be back Monday or Tuesday.
Mr. Kugler, we can't wait until Monday or Tuesday. That's why we came to you.
What do you want me to do?
Take the drugs up there to him.
It's against the law.
Mr. Kugler, you're the closest thing we have to a doctor, and a man's life is in danger.
All right, I'm willing to let you have the medicines. If you'll sign for them. But nobody's going to get me to go up there. The old hermit's touched in the head. Everybody knows that. You ain't get near the cabin. Last year, the Fredrickson boys strayed up there, and those dogs nearly killed him.
You give us the drugs, and I'll take it up there.
Ben, I'll go. Is that all right?
Well, if you're fool enough, it's none of my business.
Andre, he's right. It's too dangerous. You stay in.
What about you?
If the dogs know me, they won't hurt me.
Not unless Mallory tells them
You
to.
won't tell them to. He's a sick man.
What about the police? They lost you once. They're not going to let you get away again.
Saved my life. I can't let him die.
Here's some antibiotics. Give him 2 pills right off and 1 every 3 hours. I put in something for the pain. I'm really sticking my neck out. I'll need your signature.
I'll sign. Would you put them on my card?
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Kugler. I wish you'd let me go with you.
I won't be coming back, hon.
I don't believe that. I'll expect to have you come pounding at my door someday at 5 in the morning.
I told you I'd track you down.
You didn't track me down. I was in town and came back.
You're lying. You tricked me. And you did the same for my dogs. Now, I'm going to turn them loose.
Wait a minute. Here. Medicine.
Why didn't you keep going on?
For the same reason you helped me.
All right. All right.
Robert, glad you could come.
Where is he, Andrea?
Who?
I got a call from Kugler this morning. He said a man answering Kimmel's description came in for some medication. He must be ill.
Well, then maybe he'll die and you'll have all your problems solved.
Kugler said he told some wild story about needing the medication for old man Mallory.
That's silly, isn't it? No one can get near the old man's cabin.
Maybe it's not so silly. Maybe he's telling the truth.
Are you going up there?
Yes.
I'm going with you.
No, you're not. If he's there, there may be trouble.
If you don't take me, I'll go on my own.
Okay.
Take one of these 3 times a day. Till the fever's completely gone.
Which means you're leaving? Well, if you want to go, I can't stop you.
The pharmacist may have called the police. If he did, they'll be coming up here.
There are 100 places I could show you. They'd never find you.
I have an appointment to keep.
You want to clear yourself, eh? For what? The good opinion of men.
I want to stop running.
That's where you're wrong. You'll find another excuse. You'll never stop running. You'll be like the rest of them. On the treadmill until you die. Here, you could have beauty outside your own door. Fulfillment in every grain of wheat you plant and harvest. A chance to be at peace with your own soul.
And loneliness.
Yes. And loneliness. But it's a small price to pay. There's somebody coming. Hand me my boots.
You stay where you are, Sheriff.
We're going into your cabin, Mr. Mallory. Just pull your dogs aside.
The only place you're going is back to where you came.
It's no use, Mallory. We know he's in there.
There's no one in there. I'm a mad hermit, Sheriff. Mad hermits don't have house guests, by definition.
Why not let us in? What are you protecting in there?
My privacy.
Mr. Mallory, I don't want to hurt you or your dogs. But we're going into that cabin.
Sheriff, he didn't give me his life story, and he didn't leave a forwarding address.
What about you, Andrea? You knew he was a fugitive. The first time you told me he was an old friend. What's your story this time?
Robert, you're not being a gentleman.
I'm a law officer.
Well, then you ought to change professions because it's making you a bore.
There is nothing boring about murder or about helping a murderer escape justice.
What do you want to do, send me to jail? Will that satisfy your sense of justice?
All right, let's go into Bellman and get the doctor. Andrea?
You go. I'll wait here for the doctor.
I know you mean well, young lady, but I've always managed to look after myself. Thank you.
Mr. Mallory, I've always been a girl who knows when she's not wanted, and it's never stopped me. Robert. Now, Mr. Mallory, where do you keep your cocoa?
A fugitive is a man in exile. A woman's love can remain with him only long enough to remind him of his loss. For Richard Kimball, it is the price of freedom.
That wall. Get those hands up.
Davis, you drop this one. Get right on the semi that just came in. Taking it to L.A. tonight.
Okay.
How long can a man search before the search destroys him? To Richard Kimball, working for a trucking firm in Tucson, Arizona, defeat has never seemed so mockingly near. Months have passed, and the trail stays cold. There is no trace of the elusive hope he seeks. But sometimes hope lies no further than the next truck.
What's the matter, Davis? Don't you want to fix this truck?
Sure.
Frankly, Captain, it's not the year's hottest story, and we ran it once.
I'll run it twice, Nat, and I owe you a bigger one.
How come the LAPD is so anxious to publicize its capture of a one-armed transit who broke up a crummy bar? How come?
We're just a bunch of egomaniacs.
All right, you'll tell me sometime.
What are you doing? I think so. He owes me some favors.
Of course, the wire services won't give this the kind of national play the first story got.
All right, then let's give it some juice. Call a press conference. Reveal how you saw the routine arrest report on Fred Johnson, your dramatic flight out of Stafford. Hey, Phil, I'm kidding. Where's your sense of humor?
I don't know. I've lost a lot of things these last 4 years. Starting with a prisoner the state told me to guard.
Come on. Buy you a cup of coffee. You think this will get him back?
It could. If he sees the story, he'll take the chance. I know Kimball.
Carlisle, if one of you court stenographers could only teach me how to play this thing, why, I could astound my friends and neighbors.
Not a chance now. Now, hands off.
All right, it's pathological. But to him, it's real. He's been hounding this man for 4 years.
What's the matter?
Nothing. I just saw someone I knew.
Well, where do you know him from?
Stafford, Indiana. Little town with a great big heart.
Stafford, Indiana. Stafford.
The Kimball case.
Of course, the doctor that murdered his wife.
They said he did.
Gene, is that the cop? Is that the one that's been chasing him, Gerald?
Gerard.
Yeah. Now it all makes sense. They've got this Carson guy, and they're out trolling for Kimball. They're trying to lure him in. And Lee had the nerve to promise me a bigger story. Excuse me.
Ringing. I can't talk now, darling. I have to answer the phone. Hello? Oh, yes, I'll accept the charges. Hello? Jean? Oh, it's Jean Carlisle. Well, what? How are you? Oh, I haven't seen you for years.
5 or 6, I guess, not counting Christmas cards.
Well, are you still in Los Angeles? Well, of course you are. The operators...
Do you have any way of contacting your brother?
With Richard? Why?
The papers had a story the other day about a one-armed man who was arrested here.
Mm-hmm.
The wire services picked up the story and, well, Richard might have seen it.
Well, if he did, he's probably headed your way right now.
Donna, I do a lot of work at L.A. Police Headquarters. Lieutenant Gerard is here.
Oh. Yeah, Dick should know about that. I'll try to get in touch with him.
Take my number and call me back.
I'll call you back. Be there.
Tri-State Vans. Davis? Sorry, he picked up his pay about an hour ago. Gave me 15 minutes notice and some story about a sick uncle in L.A. Yeah, he hitched a ride one of our trucks. Don't mention it. Just don't let me see him around here again.
See, the area code for Los Angeles is 213. It's a good thing I make enough money to support your telephone ad.
Did you just come in from Tucson?
Straight through. If I'd known you was waiting for me, I wouldn't have stopped for breakfast.
You didn't have any passengers, did you?
You a company spy or something, honey? We can't carry passengers.
Well, a man who worked for your company, Frank Davis.
That's who you're looking for?
Yeah, do you know where he is?
I knew where he was 5 minutes ago. The produce market in San Pedro Street.
Oh, well, did he say where he was going from there?
Sorry, honey. I never saw him leave.
Oh, well, thanks very much.
I won't do, huh?
No chance, honey.
Excuse me. I was wondering if you've seen this man.
Why ask me?
Oh, we're running a check on all out-of-state vehicles. You've got one.
I was wondering if this Fred Carson might be the guy I'm looking for. He owes me some money.
What's your man's name?
Johnson. Fred Johnson. At least that's the name he gave me.
Hold on a minute. Let's see if they're getting the trace. He may not even be calling from town. And we ought to know that, too. Keep stalling.
I'm sorry. We can't find where he's ever used the name Johnson. Could you give me some kind of description? Well, he's about 6 feet. 210, maybe 215 pounds. Dark hair. Right arm is missing. Could be him, I guess. You got anything else to pin it down? No, thank you.
Thanks, fellas.
Kimball, you don't remember me?
I'm sorry.
Ben Carlisle's daughter.
Jean?
Jean. Come on. I talked to Donna.
That'll be $3, miss. Thank you.
Okay, thanks. It was Kimball they saw, all right. Phone trace matches up, L.A. Produce Market.
Any description of the girl?
No, nothing in the car either. Couldn't even get the license number. Sorry, Phil. Almost had him on the hook.
We'll get him. This time we've got something he wants. You know who I am, don't you? I think you do. You're a cop. That's right. From Indiana. Stafford, in fact. You know that town, Johnson?
That's not my name.
It'll do for now. You ever been to Stafford? Just a little while ago, we had a phone call from a man who's sure he saw you in Stafford once, a few years back. His name's Richard Kimball.
I ain't ever been to any Stafford.
You ever heard of Richard Kimball? I thought you might have. He's been after you for a long time, hasn't he?
He's got something wrong in the head.
Claims you killed his wife.
He's lying.
Take it easy, Johnson. We're on your side. I think he invented that story. And he saw you one day and finished up believing his own lie.
Then get him off my back.
We will. And when we do, I want you to throw that lie in his face.
What do you want from me?
Just tell me where you were that night.
What night?
September 19th, 1961. The night Helen Kimball was murdered.
September 61. September. Oh, yeah, Texas.
Where in Texas?
El Paso. Was there all year.
Doing what?
Working. Hanging around.
And you didn't leave El Paso the whole of 1961?
That's right.
You never been to Stafford?
No.
Ever been to Indiana?
I might have been through there, hopping freights and all.
You know a man called Gus Evans?
Never heard of him.
That's odd. FBI says his fingerprints match yours.
They're wrong.
Using the name Gus Evans, you took a job as a night watchman for an electronics firm. They were doing some government work, so they took your fingerprints for clearance purposes. Any of this coming back to you now?
I don't know. Maybe.
On September 5th, 1961, just 2 weeks before Helen Kimball was murdered, you were fired for drinking on the job.
So what?
So that plant was located in Indianapolis, just 75 miles from Stafford.
I told you I've been through
You
there.
told me you didn't leave El Paso all year.
I got confused.
You're lying.
No. Just forgot, that's all.
You forget about Stafford, too?
Never been there.
But you've been through Indiana. But you never left El Paso, and you never heard of Gus Evans.
You got me all mixed up.
Tell the truth, Johnson. That way you won't get mixed up.
I don't have to answer any more questions.
Did you kill Helen Kimball?
I want to see a lawyer.
Why did you lie?
I don't have to talk to you.
Did you kill Helen Kimball?
Phil.
Captain? Just hit the stands. I thought you should see it.
I'm afraid you've been dragged out of the background, Phil.
All right. We'll use it.
Let's see, the doctor likes his steak medium rare, as I recall.
How did you know that?
Big barbecue at the country club. I was home from college.
I just remember you ordering a steak like that.
A long time ago. I don't know whether I'd know one end of a golf club from the other. Your father was a good golfer.
Yes, indeed. Shot in the low 70s, embezzled in the high 80s.
I read about his death.
Yeah, in prison.
I didn't know him well, but he seemed like a decent man.
No. No, it was not decent to embezzle that money. A lot of innocent people suffered for it. Neither was it decent for the good citizens of Stafford to destroy my mother for his sins.
I heard you had a rough time.
Yeah, everyone did his civic duty. We were systematically starved, economically and emotionally. Thank God there was one subversive family left in town. The Kimballs.
I always wondered why your mother didn't leave Stafford.
She couldn't. The town wanted her to stay and suffer and die. So that's what she did. All very quietly, paying a debt that she never owed. Fortunately for that steno machine, my ticket out has taken me to 9 cities in the past 3 years.
Did you get tired of traveling?
No, how could anyone?
It can happen.
Sorry.
And they've promised a full-scale investigation no later than next month. In other local news, Los Angeles may be the hiding place of a long-sought fugitive from justice. Tom Devlin has the story at police headquarters.
Where is Richard Kimball? That is a question that has haunted an Indiana policeman for almost 4 years now. Today, that lawman, Lieutenant Philip Gerard, arrived in Los Angeles to continue the hunt and to make a dramatic offer. First of all, Lieutenant, what makes you believe that Richard Kimball is in the Southern California area?
Because Fred Johnson is in custody here.
But there was never any evidence that Kimball's story about a one-armed man was true. Well, have you anything to support it now? Is Johnson the man?
Perhaps this is not the place to discuss the evidence, but if Kimball gives himself up, we will make every effort to ascertain the truth.
Now, Lieutenant, will you please tell us just one more thing?
Well, don't you want to hear the rest?
It's been on the news all day.
You know, it seems like such a one-sided bargain, giving yourself up.
Maybe the only chance I have. Maybe I can make him talk, or...
I doubt it.
Well, then what am I doing, Jean? Why chase him 10 times across the country? I'm tired. I'm tired.
Your steak's getting overdone.
try to get a good look at Johnson. Make sure the picture in the paper isn't a plant. Make sure they really have him.
You didn't get much sleep last night, did you?
A little.
Are you coming into headquarters?
I haven't made up my mind.
I think you have.
Jean.
Don't. Look, I paid some dues. That's all there was to it. Okay?
Okay. Thank you.
He's still here. The picture was on the level.
Find Gerard. Tell him I'm coming in. Tell him I don't want to be picked up on the way. I'm coming in voluntarily.
I'll tell him. Dick. Never mind.
Who sent you here?
Come, Lieutenant. I'm only a bail bondsman, not an attorney, but I know that's privileged information. Now, I put up the correct bail, as you can see in the receipt. I believe that's all you need to know.
You paid $3,000 in cash?
$3,100 bills. Now, you're to release one Fred Johnson. In the interests of justice, not to mention my cab waiting downstairs, I'd appreciate it if you'd produce the gentleman.
Phil, there's nothing I can do. He posted the bail. I've got to let Johnson go.
Exactly.
Get him.
Where to, mister? Civic Center, Police Headquarters.
You'll see to it that he doesn't leave the jurisdiction.
I assure you, my client has no desire to make a $3,000 contribution to the state of California. Good day, gentlemen.
I want a 24-hour watch on Johnson. Phil, don't worry. If Kimball tries to contact him, we'll be there.
Put up the money.
You wouldn't tell them.
getting you involved in all this?
No. I keep getting me involved.
Those dues you think you owe me, Jean, they've been paid.
You know what, Richard? I don't think it's really dues. Not anymore.
That's right, they're in the zoo. We'll stay on them, but we could use some help.
Roger, you've got it.
Don't you worry about them. I can't hear a thing. We'll go back to my office and talk this as soon as a friend of mine makes sure it isn't bugged.
What do you expect to do?
I have to talk to that bail bondsman.
But how?
I don't know.
Isn't that amazing how some creatures are satisfied with scraps, Fred? But I don't think you would be, and I'm a shrewd judge of human nature. In my business, you have to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, son, you interest me. Now, somebody has overlooked your lack of status. Somebody has put up $3 grand to bail you out of jail. I don't want you to come back.
What do you mean?
I mean there's another $1,000 for you if you jump bail. My client's instructions.
$1,000? Give me it.
Not quite yet. I told you, I want to know why somebody thinks you're that important.
Who cares? Give me the money.
Give me the money. Give me. You sound like a greedy child, Fred.
I need the money.
Sure you need the money. But wouldn't you rather have more? Say, 50,000. Who knows how high the pot may run?
What are you talking about?
Oh, Fred. Fred, I've got a name and a location. You've got the reason why he hired me. Now, if we pool our information, who knows what we might come up with. We're just gonna have to trust each other, Fred.
I'll think about it.
You do that, Fred, and I'll go get some refreshments. But Fred, think big.
He's alone now. They're watching Johnson.
Dick! Those two men behind us, they're from the department. I think you should wait.
2 more familiar faces. Look, I think I can find a way to get into Howe's office, but we'll have to wait. Come on, let's just walk.
Fred. Just think of it, Fred. The man paid $4,000 to get you away from the police. There you are, Fred. $4,000, and nobody forced him. Nobody asked him. Nobody even said please. Now, what do you suppose he'd pay if we squeezed a little?
What's his name?
Oh, now, Fred, are you going to tell me you don't know the name of a man that would put up that kind of money to bail you out?
Maybe I know what he looks like.
Oh. Well, I can put a name to him.
If I tell you why he's scared of me, you'll tell me who he is.
Well, I'd have to, wouldn't I? I mean, we'd be partners. You could drift in style. Right out of the country if you wanted to. Away from the police. Away from Kimball.
Kimball, he's been bugging me for years. Says I killed his wife.
Well, did you, Fred?
I want more than half. I'm taking the big chance.
Equal partners, Fred, equal partners. Fred, did you kill Kimball's wife?
No. But I was there and saw the man who did.
But you never said anything.
Wasn't supposed to be in that house, pal. No skin off my nose if the doctor burned.
You dirty dog. Now, Fred, this is important. The man you saw has got to be my client. Now, would you recognize him now?
Sure.
We're leaving for Stafford right now.
Not me. Not without his name.
Fred, you're so suspicious. Of course.
Hey, Jeannie.
Oh, Dad. You just parked here trying to pick up some girls?
Well, it's a nice night for it.
Well, if I see any, I'll tell them you're here, okay?
What do they get you working nights?
Well, a little moonlighting, you know. Gotta pay off my yacht somehow. Hey, I'm late. I gotta get going.
Okay, I'll see you.
There's a police car parked out front. Must mean Johnson's still with him.
Shut the door. He was beaten to death.
Do you think it was Johnson?
Well, he's done it before.
He had an attaché case with a file folder of Johnson.
That doesn't seem to be it. A letter objecting to his phone bill. What's this?
Let me see.
Speed writing. Dick, the first word is Johnson.
What else?
3,000. The bail. And the next, let's see. It says Stafford.
Go on.
Let's see. And there's a name.
Be the name of the man who put up the money.
Leonard. That's it, Leonard.
What is it? Taft.
It's written right there. Dick, he's your own brother-in-law. You can't think.
I don't know what to think.
No, he couldn't have.
Well, we've got the APB out of Johnson. What about Kimball? He could have followed him here.
Maybe, but he wouldn't kill him.
And why do you say that?
I don't know. I just don't think he did.
Well, I'm sorry, sir. We just assumed as long as Howe's car was parked in front, we had the situation under control.
And you didn't see anyone leave?
No, sir. In fact, while we were there, no one came in or out except Jean.
Who?
Jean Carlisle.
Well, when did she get here?
Well, 7:45. She left about 15 minutes later. Said she was on a job and got stood up.
Who's Jean Carlisle?
Oh, she's a stenotypist, works for the department.
You know, come to think of it, she's from your home state, Lieutenant.
Whereabouts?
I don't know. Some small town, I think.
Do you have her address?
Go on to Stafford.
Well, I suppose you have to.
That's where the answer is. Maybe it's been there all along.
I'm sort of needing a few answers myself. I guess I'm just curious. It's like reading a novel without the last chapter, or a math problem, or... Who am I kidding? I'm kidding me, that's who. I'm not looking at the problem. I'm in it.
You don't have to be, Jean.
Yes, I do. I'm sorry, Dr. Kimball, but yes, I do. And it doesn't even matter whether you want me to be or not.
I want you to be.
Now, practical. You'll need a car. Take mine.
What if I'm caught?
Well, you can say you stole it, but you won't be.
All right, I'll take it as far as San Diego.
No, but
Then I'll get a bus. No arguments.
Yes, sir.
I'll get word to you somehow. Hard to believe that Lynn's mixed up in this, but...
Look, the bedroom. I'll get rid of whoever it is. Just a minute.
Miss Carlisle?
Yes?
I'm Lieutenant Gerard. May I come in?
Well,
That's an Indiana badge, Miss Carlisle. Stafford, to be exact.
Oh, really? Well, I used to live in Stafford. Come in. Come in, please.
I understand you were working tonight, Miss Carlisle.
Well, you are a policeman, aren't you? Well, I thought I was working a deposition. I got there, I waited around, and nobody showed up.
Man was killed in that building tonight, just around the time you were there.
Oh, gee, I'm sorry.
You see anybody at all?
No, not a soul.
Have you seen Richard Kimball?
Dr. Kimball? Well, how would I? I mean, well, let's see. I haven't seen him since his trial, I guess.
He's here in Los Angeles. He was seen yesterday at the produce market with a young woman.
Ah, now I see that's why you're here. I'm a young woman. I was from Stafford. Therefore, I must be hiding Richard Kimball under my bed or someplace. Really,
No
Lieutenant?
one's accusing you of that, Miss Carlisle.
Well, I'll tell you the truth, Lieutenant. I'm not even sure I'd know Richard Kimball if I saw him.
In that case, I guess I've been wasting my time. And yours, too. Good night.
Good night, Lieutenant. He still suspects something. You've got to get out of here.
Is it backed up?
No.
There's one car down there. You take the car and drive away. They'll follow you. By the time they get somebody back here, I'll get a cab.
Well, how are you going to get out of town?
Same way we planned. We drive the car somewhere, leave the keys in it, then take off somewhere. They'll stay with you, not the car.
And you take a cab where I've left it.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. There's a little art theater, the Little Olympus, on Wilshire and Paxton. I'll park the car on Paxton.
I guess I better call the cab. You better go before my cab gets here.
Oh, Dick, I'm going to see you again.
Yeah, come on.
Kimball. I'm sorry, your fare already left. Come on. Hands behind you.
Rod, for the first time, I feel I'm really close to something.
It had to happen someday. You knew that. I'm sorry. You just ran out of time.
A free man, Fred Johnson, boarded a train that will east, to Indiana, to Stafford. Hours later, two men boarded another train which will bring them to the same destination. For one of these, the moment of arrival will be one of grim and long-sought triumph. For the other, his homecoming will mark only one more stop on his way to a destiny decreed in a court of law 4 years before. Richard Kimball is on his way home, and to an overdue appointment with death.
The Fugitive, in color.
Must admit I was nervous at that roadblock.
So was I, sister.
Oh, Lord, not now. Not when we're so close.
We're right over there by that alley. He'll be on your side. Maybe I can make a run for it.
The Fugitive. A QM production. Starring David Jansen as Dr. Richard Kimball, an innocent victim of blind justice, falsely convicted for the murder of his wife. Reprieved by fate when a train wreck freed him en route to the death house. Freed him to hide in lonely desperation, to change his identity, to toil at many jobs. Freed him to search for a one-armed man he saw leave the scene of the crime. Freed him to run before the relentless pursuit of the police lieutenant obsessed with his capture.
The guest stars in tonight's story: Eileen Heckert, Lyndon Childs, Antoinette Bauer. Tonight's episode: The Breaking of the Habit. Driver's license, please.
Hold it right there! Kimball! Come on out now! We know you're in there! Cover that intersection! Get going!
Between birth and death, a man travels many roads and learns to predict what lies around the next bend. But for a fugitive, there are no road maps, only blind instinct, sharpened by the knowledge that every step may be his last.
St. Mary Magdalene School.
Is Sister Veronica still with the school?
Sister Veronica is our principal. No, I'm sorry, she's in chapel just now. She will be out in a minute. May I see who's calling? More bills, sister. There's a list from the Chancery Office. Requests for admissions.
More admissions. We don't have the funds or the facilities to take care of the ones we have.
And the plumbing bill from Connor and Sons for third billing, sister.
Thank you, sister. I'm aware of the count.
Susan Fuller locked herself in her room this morning. When the lock was forced, she refused breakfast. She's on a hunger strike.
She is getting too much attention. If she's not hungry at lunch, allow her to go back to her room and lock herself in again.
Yes, sister. And Mr. Macklin, the juvenile officer, called...
They found Vicky.
Yes. They're bringing her right over.
Send her to me the minute she arrives. Thank you. Dr. Kimball, what on earth are you doing here?
I need your help, sister.
You're hurt. I'll get someone to tend to the wound.
Take care of it later. You once told me that if I needed you for anything to call on you. I'm calling on you.
Well, tell me how I can help you.
Johnson, the one-armed man that killed my wife. Remember I told you?
I remember. You found it?
I think so. See, I got tired of just looking, just trusting to luck. So I saved up enough money to buy some information.
Buy information?
Anyway, I bought this. It was taken 2 days ago in Tarleton. He's in the numbers racket. He's a runner, I think.
A runner?
Well, he carries money, makes collections.
Well, then if you know where he is...
But I can't prove anything with the photograph. Yeah, I'm pretty sure, but I've got to go find him.
Well, Tarleton is a large town.
I know, I was on my way there. The man that sold me the information decided to collect twice. He sold the information to me, and then he sold me to the police. They were waiting for me when I got there, and that's how I got shot in the leg. Here, hold this. Here's another picture. Here's a clearer picture. I can't travel with this wound, even if I could get through the police. But you won't be challenged.
You're suggesting that I find him?
No, just find out if he really is Johnson. And then call the police. They'll arrest him. When they arrest him, then I can turn myself in.
Tarleton is 100 miles away, and you said yourself that it would be difficult to find him.
Not difficult, sister. But it will take time.
Time is precisely the point. We're short-handed here.
Well, there may not be another chance.
Look, our janitor left a couple of days ago. We've advertised for a new one. You can use his room.
Well, I don't need it.
Sister, you asked to see Victoria when she came in.
What's all the fuss about?
Did you see if she's had her breakfast? I felt I could always stand lectures better on a full stomach.
I'll have something sent up from the cafeteria.
And then come back here.
Yes, sister.
I never had the opportunity to thank you for your donation.
While I was in San Francisco, I read in the paper about the school needing money. That was $75, that's all I had.
And it was doubly generous.
What we were talking about, sister?
About my going into Tarleton?
You still have the same car?
No. But there'll always be a special place in my heart for that old wreck.
Quite all right.
It's an enchanted voyage.
You happy?
Well, there are problems, but I'm doing what I was meant to do.
Yeah, I guess I'm a problem you hadn't counted on.
Doctor, I want to help you. You must believe that. Sister, would you please take Mr... I'm sorry, I don't believe you told me your name.
Marlowe. Marlowe. No, I'm just leaving.
Nonsense. Sister, please take Mr. Marlowe to the janitor's quarters. Sister Angelica is in a disciplined profession, and she's under my authority. Take Mr. Marlowe out through the terrace so as not to attract attention.
This way, please.
I'll talk to you later, sister.
I'll be down shortly and take care of your injury.
Mr. Harkness, the custodian, was with us for 4 months, but there was some trouble with one of the girls, and he left this week. It's not difficult work, but because of the pay, I suppose it requires a certain amount of devotion. Sister Veronica's had to make do with so little.
Good morning, Victoria. Come in, please. Marie, you're due in class.
Don't you want the guards to frisk me first?
Building, isn't it, sister?
Yes, Mr. Marlowe.
Well, I thought you said that funds were hard to raise.
Not for building. It's operating expenses. You know, financially, we really live from day to day. I think you'll be quite comfortable. This is it. I'll get you some sheets.
Thank you.
I don't remember what happened. I wouldn't tell you if I did. All I know is I had some fun.
Sit down, Victoria. I want you to have fun. We all do, but what you did last night wasn't any fun, and I don't think you thought so either.
You can't keep me here.
I know that. Victoria, what would you do if you were in my place?
To punish me? Lock me up, I guess.
I'm not talking about punishment. And the only locks that help people are the ones they turn themselves. There's no punishment as dreadful as the punishment you give yourself.
What's that supposed to mean?
I am talking about last night. And the same company you have been keeping. You are on probation. Don't you realize if they pick you up again, there is nothing we can do?
I was clean. They didn't find anything on me.
This school can help you if you will just give us a chance.
I get the top grades. without cracking a book.
You do study. I think you cheat a little bit on that image that you have built. But I'm not talking about that because learning means more than that. When you have a brilliant mind, you have a special obligation. Intelligence is like good health. It's a special gift. And Victoria, the way you're going to ruin both.
They're mine. I'll do what I want with them. I just want to get out of here.
All right. I'll call your father and see if he has anything else to
Please,
suggest.
don't call him. He's had enough trouble already. From her.
Then why do you want to add to your father's burden? Your mother has...
She stopped being my mother when she ran away. The only reason she came back was because the guy walked out on her. She thinks I'll help her win my father back again. Don't call him, please. Throw me out. Turn me over to the cops, but don't call him.
I want you to ask yourself a question. Why are you so determined to do the very things that you hate in your mother?
Come in, sister. Are you looking for someone?
What's your name?
Is there something you want?
I used to come and talk to the other custodian. The other custodian used to lie down a lot. Is that part of the job? What's the difference between a custodian and a janitor?
Well, I don't know, but I do think that.
My friend Vicky says that the difference is about $1 an hour. I doubt if it's that much difference in this job because everything here's run so cheap. That's why they've got the nuns. Vicky calls it sanctified slave labor. What's wrong with your leg?
Look, can't we have this talk some other time? I don't feel very well right now.
A hangover? The other custodian used to drink wine. He had a big bottle he used to keep under the bed. He'd let me take a drink sometimes.
Look,
What's so special about the pictures?
look, would you please go?
Mary, what are you doing here?
The door was open.
You know this room is out of bounds.
I know, but the other custodian left, and I thought maybe a burglar had got in.
Well, now that you know it isn't a burglar, suppose you get about your business. Father Taylor is looking for you.
Yes, sister. The linen, sister.
Thank you. Any chance of getting a newspaper?
I already looked. The story's on the front page. I'll get a copy over to you later.
That girl that was just in here, what's her name?
Marie. She's one of the students. One of the most difficult. One of the reasons why there isn't enough time to go around.
Well, does that mean you're not going to help me?
I'll get the first aid kit. There must be something that we can do about your wound.
I didn't come here about the wound.
Doctor, you can't stay here indefinitely. The paper carries a description of you that's accurate, even if the photograph isn't.
Father Taylor? Father?
Sister, I know I have no special claim on you. But if you're going to help me, please tell me. If you're not going to help me, I should get out of here.
Doctor, I would like to help you, but you expect me to go off on some wild James Bond project that is going to take me away from my work, away from the school.
It's not that difficult. Besides, I happen to remember a couple of your projects that were pretty wild.
I haven't forgotten that. But things were simpler then. I have a great many responsibilities now. I'm not talking about the administration. I'm talking about human responsibilities, the girls.
I meant one of your responsibilities.
Well, I'm not sure that there's anything that we can do about Marie, but there are others that we can help. Now, you take Vicky, the one that you heard outside my office. Oh, look, Doctor, it's not that I've changed or that I'm any the less grateful for the help that you once gave me, but, well, I find that I have to budget my time now very carefully. I do have responsibility.
I understand. Well, I understand, sister.
You are not being fair, Doctor.
2 years ago, you didn't even know if you were going to stay in the church. Now your responsibilities prevent you from even giving me 2 hours of your time.
Well, I suppose from your standpoint, I deserve that. I'm sorry.
No, I'm sorry, sister. I truly am. I know you'd help me if you could. Well, I'll leave as soon as it gets dark.
All right, I'll try. Only it has to be within a day's time. Now, maybe I should get Father Taylor. He's had experience with the Army.
Enough people know I've been around here. They've seen me.
All right, well, suppose that I find this one-armed man of yours. Then what am I supposed to do?
Call the police. They should arrest him because of his involvement in the numbers racket. And then I call Lieutenant Gerard in Indiana. Give myself up. Wait for the trial. That's all there is to it. Good luck, sister.
We were lucky before.
Have you seen Marie Dorland?
Just a few minutes ago, I sent her to you.
Sister, I don't think that we're equipped to handle a problem as big as hers. I think we should sit down and...
Father, I can't cope with Marie's problem now. I have an urgent matter to attend to.
You're going to the doctor again so soon? You've already doubled the dosage of your medicine in the last few days.
Sister Angelica's been spying. Father, I'll let you know when it's time to administer the sacraments. No, this is a personal matter.
Sister! Excuse me, sister. It's Vicky. She's gone.
Gone?
She went up to her room, changed her clothes, stole some money from her roommate, and went out of the window.
Sister, at this point, I think it's out of our hands. I think we should call the juvenile authorities.
Look, let me have one more chance. I think I know where to find Vicky. Don't call the police until I at least try.
door there. Go
No sign of him. No sign of anyone.
I can't understand it. He was here a minute ago. I just talked to him.
Wasn't anywhere I thought. I failed.
Father Taylor's in his office, sister. We waited up.
Well, you shouldn't have done that. It's almost 5. Well, sister, I guess we'll have to call the police.
The police have been here all day.
Who called them?
They were looking for a fugitive, a convicted murderer, a Dr. Richard Kimball.
Did they find him?
Disappeared.
I broke my promise to him, but thank God he got away.
The police say they're not worried. The way he's bleeding, they think he won't get far.
Are you eating peanut brittle again? Now, you know the dentist said it would ruin your teeth.
My teeth are already ruined. Matter of fact, I have a terrible toothache. However, I made an appointment with the dentist for tomorrow morning, so this is kind of my personal Mardi Gras before the beginning of the austere dental Lent. I take it you didn't find Vicky?
No, I didn't find her. And I should have stayed with her today. This was a crucial time.
You didn't get your lost sheep back, perhaps, but I think we're all entitled to a little rejoicing over the ones that are still with us.
You have a whole school full of girls who didn't run away. Girls you are helping.
Thank you, sister. You're very kind. I think you better get some rest now.
Good night, sister. I'll put the car away. Father.
Good night. Well, we've had quite a busy day around here. Cops and robbers. The police are looking for the new janitor. They seem to think that he's a wanted man, a criminal.
The police are right. He's Dr. Richard Kimball.
You know that he's wanted for murder?
He's innocent.
Sister, I appreciate your desire to help a friend. But you could hurt not only yourself, but the school, the girls, all of us. And I can tell you from personal experience, it's almost impossible to know whether a man is innocent or not.
I know. And today I could have helped him prove it.
How did you happen to meet him?
By accident. time I thought it was an accident. My car had broken down and he fixed it. It was an old antique wreck that could barely make it along level ground, but somehow he coaxed it over the highest passes in the Sierras to Sacramento.
Were you aware of the fact that you were aiding a fugitive to escape?
Oh, no, Father. I was the fugitive. I was a fugitive from God. I was making the trip because I was going to renounce my vows and to leave the order. But he, or the one who sent him, saved me and gave me back my faith.
Oh, that's very interesting. At least we can say there were some mitigating circumstances, can't we?
He came to me for help today. He asked me to simply run a simple errand that could have helped him, and then I learned about Vicky, and I chose to help her instead. 2 demands were made on me. They were both desperate, and I chose Vicky.
Reminds me of the fable about the dog crossing a bridge with a bone. He looks down, and he sees his reflection in the water, and so he drops his bone to get the bone of the other dog, and of course his bone sinks.
Aesop's fables, Father. Couldn't you even take an illustration from the Bible? But you're right, of course. I had a decision to make, and I made the wrong one.
I wonder if the decision was yours to make.
Father, time is running out for me. Now I have to apportion it where I think it will do the most good.
But of course, without Dr. Kimball, you would have renounced your vows and given up your order, wouldn't you? So in a sense, he has given you all the time that you have left. I think that he is justified in asking you to give some of that time back. Good night. Get some sleep.
Presumption, and in having failed one who's in desperate need. Forgive me for having made a mess of things, even though I had good intentions. They told me that you had gone, that you'd escaped.
The police is still patrolling. That girl Maria turned me in.
Sit down.
I hid in the school and made my way to the roof. I couldn't leave until I spoke to you. No luck. You didn't find Johnson.
Doctor, you must understand. When Vicky came to us 6 months ago, she was completely withdrawn.
Sister, did you find Johnson?
If she stays in the place where she is now, she's going to get into terrible trouble.
I didn't ask you that. I asked you if you found Johnson.
I was on my way to Charleston. I found out Vicky had just run away, and so I tried to find her. I wasted the whole day. She couldn't be found.
You didn't even go to Charleston.
Well, I was going to after I found her. I thought there'd still be time.
Sister, I begged you. I said, help me or let me go. Now, all day long, I've been dodging those police for nothing. Why weren't you honest with me?
I'll do it tomorrow. Even if the school explodes, I promise you, I'll do it first thing tomorrow.
Well, it's too late. They've had fingerprint men here all day. They'll know who I am. There'll be no place I can hide.
I'm sorry. I'm really terribly sorry. I'm tired. It's been a very big day for all of us. Doctor, I'm terribly sorry that you won't let me make it up to you.
Sister. Take hold of my hands.
Why?
Go on, take hold of my hands. Squeeze. Very hard, both at the same time.
Look, Doctor, I'm very tired, please.
Have you seen the doctor?
You're a doctor yourself. I should have known that I couldn't hide the truth from you.
Have you seen the doctor?
Yes, several.
What is it?
Parasagittal astrocytoma. That's the poetic name for brain tumor, isn't it?
What are they doing about it?
Well, doctor, when it's reached this stage, what can you do about it? It's progressing just the way they said it would.
I'm sorry.
Doctor, everyone has to die. And there might be a certain advantage in knowing when. They said it would be 3 months, and that was quite some time ago. The only thing is the lack of time. There's so much to do and so little time to do it in. Now we're going to Taunton. I'm going to get you a jacket from Father Taylor.
Good luck, sister.
Doctor, your problem is so little faith. Now you're going to ride in the trunk. Get in, Doctor. Do you have enough room?
Yes.
Sister? Is that you?
Sister, go back to bed, please.
Are you going out again? Is anything wrong?
I said go back to bed, please.
Yes, sister.
Thank you.
Anything wrong, officer?
Oh, routine check. We're looking for a criminal.
I hope I don't qualify.
You're all alone?
My religion teaches me that we're never alone.
I see what you mean. Well, I don't recall any wanted posters with your picture on them. Anyway, it's a man we're looking for. Go ahead, sister.
What's wrong, Doctor? Are you ill?
The exhaust pipe's broken.
Must have happened when I hit the curb. I'm so sorry.
I heard voices.
Oh, it was a roadblock back there. They're looking for you, I imagine. The policeman was awfully nice.
Well, now that we're through the roadblock, I think I'll ride up front for a while.
I can't ride back here.
Well, Doctor, where do you propose we start? There must be 40,000 other people in town.
Well, this picture was taken in the cafe.
There are dozens of cafes in our town this size.
There's part of the name on the window. UDSON. It could be Hudson or Judson. Turn in this gas station over here.
Ma'am? Lady?
No, thank you. I just want to use your telephone.
There are 2 places those letters could fit. Hudson's and Newton's. Get in the car, sister. Just 1 block to the right, then turn left in the middle of the block.
Recognize him, and I must say the inside of the place didn't look much like the photograph, but I dare say there is criminal activity. The way he looked at me, you'd have thought it was a raid.
All right, let's try Newton's. On the other side of town, we'll turn right down here to the next block.
We don't find him. It's early in the day for a payoff, isn't it?
So long as we can make a positive identification. That'll prove he's here. I'll find him.
I must admit I was nervous at that roadblock.
So was I, sister.
Not now, not when we're so close.
Pull right over there for that alley. He'll be on your side, maybe I can make a run for
Don't you believe in stop signs?
I'm sorry, officer. I didn't notice.
Can I see your license, please?
Oh, yes. Of course.
Would you take it out for me, please? Thank you. Are you from Sacramento?
St. Mary Magdalene School.
You know, sister, that outfit doesn't entitle you to break the law. Are you from the school?
Officer, if you don't mind, we're in a great hurry.
Yeah, I know.
Father Taylor has a toothache, and his dentist is here in Taunton.
Oh.
It's all the peanut brittle that he eats. I keep telling him again and again, but, well, after all, the priest is a man, and you know how men are.
Yeah, I guess so. Well, sister, I don't want to give you a ticket. Or will you take it easy? Good luck with that tooth there, Father. Oh, by the way, you've got a bad exhaust here. If I were you, I'd get it fixed, because they can be pretty dangerous.
That's Vicky, isn't it? I'm sorry, sister. You want to drive around, see if we can find her?
It's too late now. We've lost her. I made one mistake. This time belongs to you now.
I'm grateful for what you did.
I didn't say you were Father Taylor. He did. I said Father Taylor has a toothache, which is true. And I said his dentist is here in Tarleton, which is true. Of course, I dare say it'll take a little straightening out in the confessional. Well, now that we're here, let's do what we came for. Pardon me. I'm looking for a man who makes payoffs.
You got a winner, sister?
I'm looking for this man.
Him. You're in real trouble, sister.
Pardon?
Lots of people looking for that guy. He left. Ran out and took the bag with him.
You mean he's not in town anymore?
It better not be any place in this state.
When did he leave?
This morning. Close as anyone can figure it.
It was the man, Doctor. He left here this morning. I'm sorry. I've lost both you and Vicky.
Sister, I'm very sorry about Vicky. I know how hard you fought for her. I know how hard you fought for the school, too.
I'm afraid Sister Angelica exaggerates. Doctor, what will you do now?
Go on, do what I have to do, I am. How about you?
Same. I'll do what I have to do for as long as I can. Well, Doctor, we won't be seeing each other again. I remember you in my prayers.
Father Taylor's school.
I hope you find what you're looking for.
Thank you, sister. I know you will.
Oh, sister, just poured a cup of coffee.
I saw Vicky in Tarleton, but I was unable to get to her. I failed her. I failed Dr. Kimball. I failed in everything.
No, sister, you haven't. Vicky came back voluntarily.
Why not? I mean, what makes you think it's so great outside? Anyhow, I thought maybe I'd give you guys another chance. Now, may I go to my room?
I have a feeling that someone else is watching over your sheep.
I deserve that.
I didn't mean that as a reprimand, you know. Just trying to say that we're all vitally important, but none of us is indispensable.
Or maybe it's God's way of saying that I should get on about the business of dying.
Oh, sister, I don't read it that way at all. We need every second of your time. The world was here before we came, and it's going to be here after we're gone. And with the time we're given, we can only do our best and leave the rest to God.
Once again, I owe a debt of gratitude to Dr. Kimball. God always seems to send him to me in my hours of crisis.